Israel Adesanya has been charged with drink driving. That is the headline doing the rounds. All you got to do is Google his name. It is Sunday morning as I record this video, which means it's Monday in New Zealand. And of course, Israel Adesanya has appeared in court where he pleaded guilty. Now, there's been a report by the New Zealand Herald which says the former UFC middleweight champion arrived at the Auckland District Court on Monday morning for a drink driving charge. The incident happened 21 days before his last bout. That's the shocking part, you might think. 21 days. 3 weeks before a massive title fight against Sean Strickland. People are going to start saying, wow, was he underestimating Sean? Is that why he lost? I don't think so. We'll get to that all in just a second. Adesanya, 34, was charged with driving a car on Wellesley Street, Auckland, with 87 milligrams of alcohol per 100 millilitres of blood in his system. And the legal limit in New Zealand is 50 milligrams. So just over. And it's worth pointing out, look, listen, 50 milligrams of alcohol per 100 millilitres of blood, you're allowed to drive. What does that mean? That means you're sober as a judge, okay? Otherwise, they wouldn't allow you to drive a car. He wasn't even double that. He was 87 over, and I am not making excuses for him. It's awful. Drink driving is a terrible thing, and lots of innocent people lose their life every single day. But it's worth just putting this into perspective. It's 87 milligrams as opposed to 50. So he was probably still sober, but he just had alcohol in his system. It's not like he went out on a crazy bender. He was out all weekend and got behind the wheel of a car. It's not like he went out with the boys. He was falling out of a club in the early hours of the morning. No, it was nothing like that at all. Looks like there was a bad judgment called. He had a couple of drinks and thought, you know what, I'm fine. But still, Adesanya goes on to say, and again, I ain't making excuses. No way. He says, I want to apologize to the community, my family and my team for the decision that I made to get behind the wheel of a car after drinking at dinner. I was pulled over and gave an evidentiary blood test. The reading was 87 milligrams of alcohol per 100 milliliters of blood. The date of the alleged offense is listed as August 19th, prior to the defeat in his middleweight title fight against Sean Strickland on September 9th, which served as the main event of UFC 293 in Sydney, Australia. He went on to say, I am disappointed with my decision to drive. It was wrong, Adesanya said. I know that people might follow me, and I want them to know that this type of behavior is never acceptable. And it really isn't. It really isn't. Drink driving is such, it's one of the worst things you can do, because innocent people die every day and you think you're fine. You think you're fine. It's such a bad judgment call. But I'm not here to shit on Israel Adesanya. I'm just trying to tell you the incident, and I'll give you my thoughts in just a second. Now, in New Zealand, the maximum charge for something like this is 3 months in prison or a $4,500 fine. And Adesanya's lawyer, Carl Trotter, sought that no conviction be entered, and the judge has granted that. So basically, Izzy's not going to go to prison. Okay, he's not going to go to prison for this. He's probably going to pay a $4,500 fine, and who knows, maybe a 12-month ban from driving. So, right, what does this mean? Well, as I said, he wasn't shit-faced. He wasn't not necessarily respecting Sean Strickland, okay? Most fighters, will have a glass of wine here and there, right? I'm known for, I have this reputation. Are you intoxicated? Are you intoxicated? I have this reputation that I was a drinker, and I admit when I was younger I was, but these days not so much. I still like a glass of wine or a cocktail here and there, a couple of beers, etc., etc. Saturday night, I'm going to have to sing a few of these. I'm going to have a headache tomorrow, the mother of all hangovers. But I'll tell you this, as I'm making this video, I've had 2 beers. It's Sunday afternoon. I've had 2 little cans of beer. That would probably mean I'm over the limit. And I can tell you right now, I'm not drunk.
Are you sober now?
No, yeah. I'm never, but I have moments.
Again, I'm not making excuses for Izzy. What I'm saying is, it's that easy to be over the limit, so you can never take a chance. Now, regarding the fight with Sean Strickland, over the limit, under the limit, charges, no charges, innocent, guilty, doesn't matter. Sean Strickland beat that man fair and square. But I also think it's fair to say, and if we're all honest, that wasn't the best version of Israel Adesanya. Now, maybe it was because he was going backwards or whatever. Maybe Sean was just a better man. Sean has awkward timing. Maybe the aggression, the walking him down and all the rest of it was too much. That is a possibility, right? But Izzy didn't perform to his best. He lost the fight and he hardly showed up. And you've got to wonder, why was that? Why didn't he go for it? What was going through his mind? Now, of course, what was going through his mind was almost Sean's hand. His right hand in that first round dropped him badly. But also the pressure. Because Israel Adesanya is grateful for the position he's in, right? And yeah, he could be cocky and arrogant, but of course, we're all professional fighters. That is part of what we do. But he's a good person, and he's got to think, shit, this is going to come out in the media soon. It's going to come out. I'm going to look terrible. Sponsors might drop me. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he doesn't give a shit. Maybe he doesn't. But I think he does. I think anybody that is grateful to have the position they are in, that doesn't take it for granted, that is a world champion with massive endorsements, millions of dollars in the bank. Nobody wants to get dragged through the press and have dickheads like me doing YouTube videos on you for having 2 glasses of wine or 2 beers or whatever the case may be. Also, because of that, you know, coaches always talk about it. If a fighter, right, is coming into the gym and they're training their asses off, they're giving blood, sweat and tears, everything they've got, and then they go home and they've got shit to deal with there, that's a massive distraction. It's a mental drain. Now, we don't know how much this affected Adesanya, and it sounds like I'm making excuses for him. I'm not. I'm just saying it's not a good thing. There is no way you can slice this up and say this is a good thing to happen in a training camp. No, it's a terrible thing. And maybe it was weighing heavy on his mind. You know, it should have been, because it's not a good look. It's a terrible look. Sponsors might drop him, so on and so forth. Listen, the reality is it's not the first time this has happened. Lots of people go out there, they might have a drink or two, they think that they're sober and they get behind the wheel of a car. Other people go out there absolutely shit-faced, with no care for anybody else, and end up killing people. Now, look, listen, it's a shame for him. I wish him all the best. Listen, I hope he's learned his lesson, you know. But the reality is we want to see him back in the octagon. But what's going to happen? Is he going to be the next man to face Sean Strickland, right? Sean's going to have a field day with this. He's going to be like, man, I really got to you, Izzy. Okay, never mind all that messing with the dogs and stuff. You're out there driving. All right, I can't do an American accent, can't do a Sean Strickland, but he does have a little bit of no man alive qualities to his voice. I want to see Izzy back in there. He's a very, very exciting fighter. Not that one against Strickland, that was a bad one. But generally, we love to watch this man compete. Will he be next? Will it be Drickers? Will it be Jared Cannonier? Will it be Robert Whittaker? We don't know. But Israel Adesanya isn't the first and he won't be the last. I mean, outside of MMA, people do this. Inside of MMA, I mean, just recently we had Tony Ferguson in Hollywood. He flipped his car upside down. We had Pat Miletich, Darren Till, Jason Mayhem Miller, and many, many others. If we can learn from this, ladies and gentlemen, do yourself a favor. If you're going to drink, don't get behind the wheel of a car. And I ain't getting on my high horse and lecturing everybody. I've done it myself. I'm not proud of it. But as I say, we've all had a beer and got behind the wheel of a car. So don't talk too much shit on Izzy, because he's been caught. He wasn't drunk. He's been dragged through the press. And it's going to follow him around for some time. Yeah. Anyway, there it is. There it is. I don't like doing these kind of videos because it's like we're talking about doom and gloom, you know, but it is breaking news. This is a YouTube channel about everything that happens in mixed martial arts. So there it is. All right, you guys take care. Subscribe, ring the bell. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section.